This is Renelle, and welcome to Quality Hang with Rod Brooks and friends. And here he is now, your host, my main man, Rod Brooks.
Thank you very much, Renelle. I am Rod Brooks, and welcome everyone to Quality Hang. As always, I'm joined on this broadcasting adventure by my friend, your friend, my partner in crime, the co-host of Quality Hang. He is Marcus Osborne. What up, dog? How you doing?
What's happening, man? Just kicking off a Monday, recovering from a Mother's Day weekend where it saw a load of people out and about over the weekend.
Yeah, man. Well, you got to treat the moms in your life nice.
You have to. I just wish that they weren't doing it when I'm trying to go to the movies.
Well, you know what? If you want to go out and do something on a day where there are not a lot of people doing something for a very important person in their life, go out on Father's Day. Because you know what you don't get on Father's Day? You don't get not everybody ain't taking daddy to Father's Day brunch. All right. Everybody ain't taking daddy to the steakhouse. They ain't taking daddy to the buffet. They're not getting all dressed up and want to be seen with daddy. You don't get none of that. Mother's Day, hey, you get that. And that's great because moms are awesome.
That's right.
I'm just saying the difference. But I mean, I know this sounds like a hacky, stand-up comic bit, but it's true. It's massive difference between how Mother's Day is viewed and how that day is treated compared to Father's Day, it could not be more different.
Absolutely. Ain't nobody saying, "Daddy, let's go to the strip club." You stay at home. Maybe we'll get you a pair of socks or something. That's it.
Do you know how many lawns I've cut and how many things I've done around the house on Father's Day?
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. I feel like it's about me.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So happy belated Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. No, we joke around, but I mean it's a day that is treated very special because the women that it is celebrating are very special, and I mean that with complete and in total sincerity. Before we get started, are you wearing silk, my brother? Is that a silk shirt you rocking?
No.
You sure about that? Like it looking mad shiny. I didn't know if it was Silk Mondays on Quality Hang. Because I mean, I'm gonna need to get that memo in advance because this may surprise you. I don't own any silk.
No, nor do I. I don't get paid like that. So, I don't know what this material is. It's some kind of blend. Cotton. Dude, now that you point it out, it is hella shiny.
Yeah, very shiny. Yeah.
It's shiny.
Yeah. I mean, it looked like something you got off like some defunct '90s R&B group, but and I'm not judging. I'm just pointing out it's very shiny. So
I'm like, oh wait a minute, I'm not mad though. It goes with my shoe. Can you see my shoe?
Look, you got to coordinate. All right, you got the wine colored shirt. You got to have a wine colored shoes. If you got a wine colored belt, then you got to coordinate.
Nah, I'm still too poor to get that. I'm gonna work my way up.
Shout out to the great John Witherspoon, because anytime somebody got that shit on, you got to say it. You got to coordinate. Before we get into the meat of Quality Hang, yes, I said meat. We always thank our presenting sponsor, the fine folks at Hot Monk Taverns. 3 locations to choose from: Sonoma, Sebastopol, and in Nevada. And at all 3 locations, they all do the same great things: fantastic food from a wildly, and I do mean wildly, diverse menu. It ain't just chicken fingers and burgers. Craft beer selection is absolutely out of this world. And what is even more diverse than the food and the beer they serve at all 3 Hot Monk locations? the diversity of the performers at all three Hop Monk locations, because you'll get touring acts from around the country, but you'll also get, and this is what I think Hop Monk is the best for, you'll get local artists that play at all of the venues. It might be someone you know, it might be someone you don't know, and now you've become a fan. And also, they have all sorts of events at Hop Monk, stand-up comedy nights. They have open mic nights. If you think you should be up on that stage or those stages at the Hop Monk locations, you will have a chance to prove it on various open mic nights, country line dancing night, trivia nights, all sorts of good stuff. They keep it hopping at all the Hop Monk locations. So make sure you check them out to see what they have coming up as far as live music, live entertainment is concerned. Check them out online at hopmonk.com. I think the best way to do it nowadays, of course, is to follow them on all of the socials. But really, going to Hop Monk and experience it yourself is the absolute best way to do it. Enjoy the food, enjoy the beer, and enjoy all of the entertainment that they have. You will not be disappointed. Speaking of disappointing, let's start with the San Francisco Giants.
Oh boy.
Now 16-24. A disappointing first 40 games for the Giants, although Giants did get a win yesterday and a series win against the surprisingly decent Pittsburgh Pirates. But fans are still unhappy that Bryce Eldridge, who was called up a week ago today, is not in the starting lineup tonight against the Dodgers. By the way, the Giants have a 1-0 lead over the Dodgers, first game of a 4-game set down in L.A. Rafael Devers with a solo home run, and now that is his third home run in this last 5 games. So Devers just cannot hit in April. He normally gets going in May, and that is the case right now. But the big issue for a lot of fans is, well, why is Bryce Eldridge not in the lineup, especially after he hit a home run on Saturday, a game in which the Giants, I think, played, Marcus, their worst game of the year through no fault of Bryce Eldridge's. It was everybody else around him. It was another game where the bullpen was terrible. The defense was comical at times, and the offense was as putrid as we've seen all year this year. But the Giants brought up Bryce Eldridge to, in essence, juice up the lineup and also give Bryce Eldridge ABs so he can get acclimated to what they eventually hope, Marcus, will be a long, long stint as a power hitting first baseman or DH for the Giants for many, many years to come. And I understand, quite frankly, the confusion for some people, the anger when it comes to not having Bryce Eldridge. But I also understand from this point, and whether you like it or not, I said this earlier today on Twitter, we still call it Twitter, is they're not sitting down Devers. And at this point, they shouldn't, because his bat has gotten better over the past 10 days to 2 weeks, if we're going to stretch it out that far. They're not going to sit down Casey Schmidt, who has been their best offensive player. Yeah. Exactly. If you want to say it's by default, that's fine, but he's still been that guy over the first 40 months of the season. So he deserves to stay in the lineup, although he did not look good, Schmidt, in his at-bats yesterday. And they're not going to sit the 2 big money guys on the left side of that infield. They're not going to sit Schmidt, and they're not going to sit Adames. So if you cannot sit Devers because he's batting well, you're not going to sit Schmidt because of what he's done for the first 40 games of this season, and you are not going to sit, for obvious financial reasons, you're not going to sit Adames and Chapman. Then the legitimate question brought up, Marcus, by a lot of fans is a good one. What the hell did you bring him up for, and why do you still have him here if he's not going to get the at-bats he needs?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of sounds like they're going to be using him in spot duty, right? Pinch hitting and maybe an occasional day off for somebody, etc. That's kind of what it sounds like to me.
But here's the thing, and that's exactly what Tony Vitello, Giants manager, said. This is an organizational thing. This is not a Tony Vitello decision. This is not a Buster Posey decision. This is an organizational thing. Whether it's true or not, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say that it's truly an organizational decision. So on this, okay, we'll pinch hit him because that's a skill he needs to hone. I push back on that because if Bryce Eldridge's career pans out the way that the Giants want it to pan out, which he is an everyday playing first base, DH, 4 at bat, power hitting guy, he's never going to pinch hit ever. He's going to be in the lineup from the first inning until the ninth inning, and he's going to get at minimum 4 at bats a game. When is he ever going to pinch hit in his career again? If he reaches the ceiling of his career and possibly goes beyond that, why is he honing that skill when the skill he actually needs to hone is actually learning how to play first base? The Giants have spent a ton of resources and devoted a ton of energy into literally teaching Bryce Eldridge how to play first base. Mm-hmm. If he's not going to get 4 ABs a game, because you're not going to sit Devers, Chapman, Schmidt, and Adames. If he's not going to get those 4 ABs, then send him back down to AAA to let him get more ABs, maybe work on that strikeout rate, but also continuing his development in terms of learning how to play first base. He can't do that sitting on the bench watching the Giants play.
This kind of smells like, to me, like they're not telling us everything. And by that, I mean, I don't know when the trade deadline is, but it does smell like they're getting him up, they're ramping him up. And one of those names you mentioned may be on the way out.
And I completely agree with that. Here's the issue. And Chapman is the name, right? Chapman has a no trade clause, which could be waived. Chapman has a fat contract, which teams are hesitant to really get involved with. The Giants, I think, would have to eat some of that, but teams are still hesitant to get involved with it because you are talking about a player in Chapman who is he's declining. I'm not saying the decline is rapid, but he's crested the hill. He still, I think, has value defensively.
Yeah.
But he's crested the hill. Who's going to want to take on that contract? Who's going to want to make that deal? And is that deal imminent? In my estimation, I could be wrong. Probably not. So since that deal is not imminent, and now Devers is hitting, Schmidt is still being Schmidt, Adames has started to hit more, and you're not going to sit Chapman, and the trade for him is not imminent, why is Bryce Eldridge sitting on the bench? Why are you trying to hone his pinch hitting skills? And why is he not playing first base so he can continue his development at that very important position?
Hey, you know what? Like I said, there could be a plan here. It could be a showcase of these guys. Oh, they're starting to hit. Let's let them hit for a little bit. Show people they can bang the ball and then get them up out of there.
I don't have a problem with that. I don't. But why is Bryce Eldridge up if he's not? This is the second game in a row he has not gotten 4 at bats. And again, I understand why he's not doing it because of the guys I mentioned. You're not going to sit them for various reasons, whether people like it or not. So I'm all about showcasing him. I'm all about making a trade, not at the expense of him not getting at bats, and just as if not more importantly, playing first base so he can get better at that very important skill. If he's not going to get 4 ABs, why is he up here? And as far as the plan thing is, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say that they have a plan. But I understand why people are very skeptical of the Giants actually having a plan with Bryce Eldridge because of the things that I've just mentioned. It sure seems like, and we talked about this last week when they brought Eldridge up. I don't even think this is a mistake per se. Did they bring up Bryce Eldridge last week in a sort of a moment of panic, to use that term? I think they did. But now that they've gotten past that moment of panic, you're getting something out of Devers. You had a 3-3 homestand, even though there were some times there where they looked pretty terrible. They looked like a 16 in 2014. But seeing as though you've gotten out of that, where you lost 6 games in a row on the road, and now you're back to some semblance of respectability, now that you're out of panic mode, why is this dude sitting on the bench, not getting 4 at-bats and not learning how to play first base?
It is a very odd position to put him in, and we don't know. I mean, I guess this is just another one of the questions that Giants fans, rightfully so, have about whatever the plan is for the team and the players this year. It's all kind of coming under crazy scrutiny, and for good reason.
Yeah, I mean, Buster Posey is a legend. I think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Clearly, he's one of the greatest Giants of all time. San Francisco and New York combined. That's a long. That's a big amount of baseball history, I should say. Maybe it's not crazy, but it's crazy how quickly people around here are like, maybe just maybe he ain't cut out for this whole running the baseball team thing, because a lot, and maybe that's a bit unfair. I do think there's a little bit of truth to it. I also think that people are just sort of being reactionary, which is understandable because it is sports and because the Giants have not been good for a while. But there have been some things and continue to be some things to where you just go. I mean, we haven't talked about Patrick Bailey, to where you go, man, what are they doing? And Buster is the singular personification of that whole thing.
Yeah, and let's not forget, the Giants management, generally speaking, was given a pass by most of the fan base up until Farhan. Mm-hmm. And now everything is coming under scrutiny that they do. Everything comes under scrutiny. Even putting Buster in there, which gave people a shot in the arm when his name was announced, it's all coming under scrutiny. And listen, when you're bad, Rod, you know how this goes. When you're bad, after a while, people stop giving a damn as to why. They just want to understand what you're going to do to make this thing right.
Right.
And anything you do that's weird, they're going to call it out.
How you going to fix this problem? Ultimately, though, baseball, sports, is a results-based business. And the Giants got the result they wanted yesterday, and they won a series. So they got that result. And right now, again, on the strength of Rafael Devers' solo home run. He loves to hit solo home runs. How about hitting some home runs when guys are on base? But I guess it's hard for guys to be on base when the Giants have the lowest walk rate in baseball. Yeah. So that's a different conversation for maybe a different time. But they come out of this game against the Dodgers with a win. That's 2 in a row, coming off the series victory against, again, a respectable Pirates team. Their main goal right now is to get to 500. And they are 9 games away from that. So their short-term goal right now of getting to 500, if they get this win tonight, that's 2 in a row, coming off of a series win, coming off of a 3-3 homestand after they lost 6 games in a row in embarrassing fashion, mainly that Philly series. Again, it's a results-based business. We can scream about Bryce Eldridge and what they're doing or what they're not doing and why they're doing what they're doing until they're blue in the face. But if they're hitting and they're winning, ultimately all they can say is we're getting the job done and we know what we're doing.
That's it. Unless you're one of those people who is concerned about the aesthetics of the win, this is all you want. You just want to get the W.
That's all you want. That's all you want.
That's all you want.
So, but the questions remain, and even though Tony Vitello gave answers, I think those answers, for me anyway, led to more questions, and I know that I am not the only one. So again, now on the strength of a Rafael Devers home run, his 3rd home run in his last 5 games, the Giants have a 1-0 lead on the Dodgers. Bottom of the 4th, as they're getting that frame or that part of the 4th inning started, and the Dodgers surprisingly coming off of a series loss over the weekend. So they're trying to get some things on track. So we'll keep you updated with what's happening in that game as we continue on in this Monday edition of Quality Hang. Let's get into your Golden State Warriors. No surprise that Steve Kerr stays put. Would it be fair to say? I mean, we've talked about this over the last couple of weeks. Draymond started it off by saying that he didn't think that Kerr was coming back because of their emotional embrace the last game of the season down in L.A. All of that, of course, leads to the news, Marcus, that came out yesterday that Steve Kerr is returning for one last go-round with Steph. Definitely. Draymond, maybe. We'll get to that in a second. A couple of more years at $20 million per year. It was reported by Tim Kawakami of the San Francisco Standard that ESPN was offering Steve Kerr $7 million a year. Marcus, I'm just a public school kid, so arithmetic is not my main thing, but I do know that 20 million is more than 7 million. And even though
Yes,
7 million is a lot, $20 million, 40 million guaranteed to continue to coach one of the greatest basketball players of all time. That's a better deal than $7 million from ESPN.
Yeah, $7 million. That's side hustle money. That's what that is.
Chump change.
What are we talking
Comparatively
about?
speaking, yes.
but obviously, Steve Kerr wanted to come back. Like he didn't just say, "I'm done. I'm out of here." The last game of the season, it really does seem like they actually did need to sort of make sure this was the relationship we wanted. Like you know that 10-year check. We've been together this for a decade. Do we want to keep on living together like this? Okay, cool. And here's what we need to do. Now, obviously, no details came out as to what alignment means because that's what we talked about a lot. But I'm certain that Steve Kerr likes it, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it's all right.
Yeah, and I do wonder though what concessions, if any, were made by both parties. I think the chatter, the talk of the Warriors wanting Steve Kerr to be a little bit more flexible in his coaching philosophies, to sort of use that catch-all term. I know that there was something there. And obviously Steve Kerr would like the front office, to use that overarching term, would like the front office to maybe give him guys that he feels comfortable with. And so he can do the job that he has done and done very well over these very many last few years. So I'm curious what the push and the pull was with that. I will say this: that talk about the Warriors not being big fans of Steve Kerr being overtly political, I thought that was nonsense as soon as I heard it. Not once did I buy into it, and that's why I never brought it up until now. Because look,
not at all. If it was an issue, it would have been brought up a long time ago.
Well, 100%. And this is the main thing to me. Steve Kerr is political at his core. Because his father was killed by international politics. His father was killed by the Palestine Liberation Organization, which was was a proxy for the Iranian government. Okay, all right. Politics killed Steve Kerr's father. It only makes sense that he is going to be inherently political to his very core. To ask him to not do something that is a fundamental part of who Steve Kerr is fucking stupid. And of course they would never do that, because you can say a lot of things about Joe Lacob. You can say a lot of things about the whole get down. He ain't stupid. He ain't perfect, but he ain't stupid. And it would be stupid to say to Steve Kerr, whose father was killed by politics, hey, do you mind not talking about politics? It kind of makes us uneasy. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if that were actually brought up in this hypothetical situation I'm creating. I would be surprised if Steve Kerr said, you keep this job then, because that's who I am. Right? Come on, man.
And I'll say this. I don't think Steve Kerr, from what I've seen and heard, is an unreasonable dude.
No.
I don't think he is at all. As a matter of fact, I remember him saying that he may have made some of his political statements a little too personal, and that kind of detracted away from what he was trying to say. So it's not like he doesn't know what he's saying, and it's not like he's unreasonable. And he's not over the top with it, I don't think, either. He doesn't present to be over the top. He's not thrown in your face every day. Now, there are people who don't like he brings up anything and any time political. It's certainly not the centerpiece of everything he talks about.
There are people who don't like his politics, because they're just on the other side. And it's
Yep.
unfortunate that, well, I guess maybe politics has always been that way, but definitely these days the politics is
Mhm.
very hyper. It's our team against your team, and our team is better, your team is terrible. But that's just the nature of the beast now, whether we like it or not.
Right.
But to me, again, Steve Kerr gets personal with his politics at times because politics is personal to him,
Mhm.
because a person very important to him was very publicly killed
Murdered.
by politics.
Murdered.
I, I just don't know how you can't understand that if you have a problem with Steve Kerr being at times overtly political.
The interesting thing about this Steve Kerr re-sign is how long is he going to be there? Is he going to shepherd the team into a new beginning, into a
I mean,
fresh start over the
it
next
looks
couple of
like
years?
the last couple of years with Steph, and they'll figure it out from that point.
Yeah, that will be interesting if he
Yeah.
wants to stick around for that. Or when Steph goes, he's like, you know what, I'm out too.
I mean, all signs seem to be pointing that way, don't it?
Well, listen,
Why would you want to stick around when Steph's gone?
if he gets himself another young superstar, he may go, I might hang out a little bit
Well,
longer.
and the talk was, and it's talk that made perfect sense, that let's see what's up with the lottery. And this news came out before the lottery, so
Yeah.
I think they understood that the chances of them getting a top 4 pick was remote, and it was. The Warriors are going to pick 11th. That's where they are slotted in the draft lottery that went down yesterday. And we've talked about this, and we're going to continue to talk about it until it either happens or it doesn't happen. Are they going to be in the mix, whether it's the right thing or wrong thing to do? And, the two of us have debated this over and over again. Are they going to be in the mix for Giannis, Kawhi, or LeBron, who might possibly be playing his last game as a Laker tonight? And they're finishing up, or about to be finished up, I think, in that series against OKC. Does he want to be, how much does he want to get involved in that? Do they really want to go young, and does he want to start that transition, but also be sort of the North Star for Steph as they navigate this transition? What about Jimmy Butler? Is now Jimmy Butler, in the mix as far as a trade piece? What about Draymond Green? As I mentioned, he's got a player option for almost $28 million. If he opts into that, you would think the Warriors are going to look to trade him at some point in time next season. Does Draymond renegotiate, get something longer term that keeps him around? Do they want him around truly? I mean, the Kerr thing obviously is the big domino, but it's not the capstone. It's not okay, now let's go out and get it done. Yeah. Okay. Steph's coming back, clearly. Steve's coming back, bam. Now you got a ton of questions. Ton of questions.
Yeah, I think the very first question I would ask if I was talking to Coach is, like, what do you want this team to do? What do you want this to be? Because here's the thing, and Warrior fans just have to accept this. It ain't gonna be championship or bust. It can't be that. I mean, it can be that in your mind, but that's not the reality of the situation. This team doesn't have the horses to win a title. Period. Yeah. No matter what you do, you could bring Kawhi over here, not enough. You can bring Giannis over here, not enough. They ain't got the horses. Or, more importantly, the money. Because Steph Curry is going to get $62 million next year. And if we bring back Jimmy Butler, that's 58. If you trade for Giannis, that's what, 52, 56? So your salary cap is only 165.
Well, that's why I brought up Jimmy Butler. I mean, I think he's in flux right now. And I think Draymond's in flux right now. I really do.
And the only way to make something like that work is if you dump primarily the big salary, the $58 million, then you're still left with the same situation. That team doesn't have good enough players to make it anywhere near comparable to the guys at the top of the West. It's not close.
One of those two guys are going, Butler or Draymond.
Well, it would probably be Butler.
Right.
It would probably be Butler.
That would be my guess, yes. But definitely one of those two guys are gone.
And, I mean, from my standpoint, I figure, you know what? You have to bite the bullet and just try to be a decent team. Try to be a 500 team.
I mean, listen, if they were a 500 team this year, I mean, they're still playing. Um, to me, the goal is avoid the play-in.
Yeah,
Be 5 or 6.
yeah.
I think 4 would be a stretch because OKC ain't going anywhere. The Spurs ain't going anywhere. After Minnesota is going to be
I,
there.
I
Then
think
you get to
5 to 6
Denver
is
and
fair.
Houston
Yep,
and Portland and
yep.
whatever the hell the Lakers do, whatever the hell the Clippers do. I think after you get past the top 3, then there's there's some room there. If you make the right moves, you can be in the mix as the Warriors to be a 5 or 6. But to me,
You
the
have a lot
goal
more
is to
faith
get into the
than I do.
playoffs, but avoid the play-in at all costs.
Yeah, you have more faith than me. I just don't think they're good enough. I think
Well, but I'm saying
if they
that,
get 7, they're lucky.
but they're going to have to make some changes. I'm assuming changes will be made that will make them good enough. But clearly, it's currently constituted. They can't run that back, even with a healthy Jimmy Butler. They can't run the same thing back, even with a full season of Kristaps Porzingis. They can't
Nope.
run that back and be like, we're one of the top 6 teams in the Western Conference. No.
Because the thing that they're going to have to get over, and I think all of us going to have to get over, to be a winner in the NBA, you want to have, first of all, you got to have one of the best players in the game on your team. And then you got to have at least 2 other players who are borderline all-stars. But after that, the others, as they like to say on Inside the NBA, they got to be good.
Well, let's be specific about what they
serviceable and consistent.
Yeah, yes, of course. But let's be specific about what will bring them that serviceability. I don't know. I think I just made up a word, inconsistency.
Ain't nobody gonna call you on it.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Somebody might. What will give them what they need to be serviceable and consistent? They need athletic wings and somebody, or best case scenario, couple dudes that can get their own shot. They ain't got that. They ain't got it. And here's the thing. There's a lot of teams who need and want and are very desirous of the exact same things that I said the Warriors need, that they obviously need. Athleticism, youth, and athleticism, they tend to go together. And guys who can shoot. But here's where it gets to how Steve Kerr likes to play. Steve Kerr likes dudes who are smart, obviously, who know to pass, move, good shot, great shot, mainly get the ball to Steph, know how to screen, be willing screeners, be sound within their team-wide defensive principles and philosophies. For a lot of young guys, and we've seen some churn in this regard. For a lot of guys, they've come through the Warriors and they have not been able to play up to that standard. So, as I said earlier, I'm more than anything, I'm curious about the back and forth between Kerr and the organization.
That's a good point.
He likes it one way, and he likes players who play that sort of one way. To get what they need, youth, athleticism, and guys who could create their own shot. Is Steve Kerr going to be willing to live with the mistakes made by those possible players? Yep. Or is he going to continue because he's a Lute Olson disciple, because he's a Phil Jackson disciple, because he is a Greg Popovich disciple, and because he is 4-time NBA champion as a head coach, Steve Kerr? Is he going to continue to be very stringent in how he wants guys to play the game?
You bring up a really, really, really good point. I mean, this may be because, and I understand his point, and this is what a lot of these guys who win titles feel. Like when you play a lot of young people, you are exceeding the fact that you're probably not going to be as good when we need you to be. You're going to make a bunch of mistakes. It's going to cost us some games. You have to be willing to accept the losses. And if they're in that place, if Steph Curry and Steve Kerr are on the same page with that and being able to live with that, well, then you might see a lot more transformation this year than any of us suspect.
Not that Steve Kerr was afraid of losing his job, and not that job security is something that he holds tightly.
Yes.
But I wonder if now, 2 years, maybe 3, finish Steph, I'm going to be here. we can absorb a few losses. We can absorb some fallow periods where we are trying to get these young guys up to speed as to how we want to play and get this thing together. That he'd be more willing to absorb those bumps and bruises, so to speak, because he knows this. I mean, unless things completely and totally go to shit, they're not going to fire. They won't fire him anyway. They're not going to fire him. They're not going to demand. Like it's going to. They've decided to ride this out for the next 2 to 3 years. Since they've come to that decision as the Warriors brass and Steve Kerr, would he now be more willing to be like, okay, you give me these young guys, I'll live with the ups and downs that come with having young players that have not been exposed fully to how Steve Kerr and Steph Curry wants those guys to play?
Yeah. That is the actual question. I think it's such a central philosophy that needs to be discussed and resolved before the season starts, because that really is where this whole thing lies for the next couple of years. And if you're okay with a few losses and you're okay with a sort of a mini rebuild, not sucking, but, absorbing some body blows along the way, then you might have something. That team that won 2022, you look at that wasn't a great team. That was a team that was well coached and had Steph Curry catching fire in the postseason, because that year Steph wasn't great that year either.
Don't forget about Andrew Wiggins.
And
don't forget about what he gave him, on both ends of the court. Yeah. No, you're 100% right. And Jordan Poole, obviously. It's going to be interesting. I might have to go to that press conference because now I have all these questions spinning in my head that I don't know what the press conference is. But
I would love to see how they bend the offense if they find somebody who. Here's another thing. You can't keep relying, and I know the salary cap is the primary reason for this, but you got to let go of the G League dudes. Like you got to get out of that. I know the cap is killing you, but if you want to win, you can't have a bunch of G League dudes on your team. I'm sorry, it's just what it is.
Yeah. I mean, Guy Santos was good for him at times, but you could see his limitations as well. So it's a nice story, but you
he can
be
in the rotation.
Right. You see why he got into the mix, and you see why he became a favorite, and you see why he got the contract.
Yep.
But you also see the flaws, and you see why he came, why he was in the G League.
I mean, people have been giving Dunleavy a bunch of shit, but based on the circumstances, I think he's done okay.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
And he's gonna get a first round pick. That's his own pick, so this is gonna be okay.
Mike Dunleavy's problem, and he probably doesn't care. Mike Dunleavy's problem is that he doesn't explain the process and explain the decisions very well. And being a general manager, he
ain't Bob Myers.
He's not. No, he's not.
Very media savvy.
And I'm sure Mike Dunleavy is like, well, it ain't my job to sell it to people. As long as Joe Lacob is cool with it, and as long as Steve and Steph are cool with it, then I don't need to let you nerds know exactly why we're doing it. And kind of the flippant remarks about Jonathan Kuminga and some other things. He's either unwilling or he's unable to sort of play that front-facing media guy role that Bob Myers played, along with being the GM and being that buffer between Steve and Joe and keeping Joe at bay, from a few crazy ass ideas, and also being sort of a that go between the players and ownership, and the very personal relationship he had with a lot of players. Like Bob Myers was truly the perfect dude for that job.
Yeah, man. And I've actually mentioned this to a couple of people. I don't know if we've discussed it, but I actually feel like Bob Myers probably could have handled the Kuminga situation a lot better.
Oh, I think so. I think so.
I think so. That may have been resolved a lot differently.
100%.
I'm not knocking Dunleavy. I'm just saying
100%.
Bob Myers has the right touch with his
I
players.
I agree with everything you say. To start with, not knocking Dunleavy, even though again, I mean, it was pretty wild how he was he was talking about him at a couple of points. But again, not blaming Dunleavy. I think you're 100% correct. If Jonathan Kuminga is there, I if Bob Myers is there for the Kuminga situation, I think Jonathan Kuminga, not only would he still be with the Warriors, I think he wouldn't have caught all those DNPs that he caught, and I think Bob Myers would have found a way to mediate between Kuminga and Kerr.
I agree,
the head butting of how Kuminga wanted to play and how Kerr wanted him to play. I think Bob Myers would have been the absolute perfect pillow in between those two guys as they were bashing heads. I totally agree.
You have to wonder how much Dunleavy was involved, if at all, in that situation. Was he just letting Steve Kerr handle it himself and then saying, okay, well, we're just going to get you out of here? Or was he trying to soften that situation?
How many DNPs did he catch in a row? 16? He clearly was letting Steve Kerr handle that situation the way Steve Kerr wanted to handle that situation. Oh, so you don't want to play? I want to play? Have a seat, young man. I got guys who are clearly not as athletic.
Yep.
But they do what we want them to do. So they get run. You don't. So that's definitely how that goes down. Dodgers have put a couple of scratches up on the board. Bottom 5. Have they? No, Trevor McDonald's still in there. Bottom 5. The Dodgers up 2-1. Damn, seemed like Freddie Freeman is always standing at the plate when I look down at my monitor here to see this game. But Freddie Freeman is up 1 out. Bottom 5. Man on first. Trevor McDonald 77 pitches into this starts in the Giants' first game of 4 down in LA after winning yesterday. The Giants are winning their series against the Pirates 2-1. Dodgers on top of the Giants. Speaking of LA, let's flip to basketball here real quick. Updates: Game 4 between the Thunder and the Lakers. OKC with a commanding 3-0 lead. No team has ever come back from being down 0-3 to win a series. The Sixers didn't do it, and we'll get to them in a second. And the Lakers, even if they win tonight, they ain't going to rip off 4 in a row against the defending champs. No, ain't happening. 3:30 left in this game, 42-38 OKC on top. Before we get to Victor Wembanyama, you think this is LeBron's – 2 questions. Is this his last game as a Laker? And do you think this might be LeBron's last game, period?
Ooh.
I think it's his last game as a Laker.
You know what? I think if it's his last game as a Laker, it might be his last game, period.
Ooh. See, I'm thinking it's his last game as a Laker, and he's going to play a couple more years.
I mean, I just think about, like, he's talked about how, like, moving his family again for 1 season somewhere else or 2 seasons somewhere else. He loves being in LA. I don't know, dude. He might go, you know what? I'm done with this shit.
And
he's talked about not wanting to have any kind of farewell.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm going. I don't believe that. I
don't know how much I believe that, but that's what he's talking. He's LeBron. Man, so.
LeBron is a generational fib teller. Okay, I ain't buying that. All right.
I can see Steph taking off before I see LeBron taking off.
Right. So I think it's his last game as a Laker. I think he plays a couple of more years. And yeah, you know, he talks about not moving his family, but Bronny, a grown man, he got a job, you know.
But his stuff is down there.
But Bronny's got a job. The younger boys in college.
Yeah.
I know they got the little girl, I forget her name, and then, you know, obviously his wife, Savannah. So he's not a totally empty nester, but 2 of the birds are they done already fled. They out. They out. So I say all that to say, what if there was a chance all he had to do was just move 500 miles north?
Play for the Sacramento Kings? You never know. You never know.
Just right up I-5, a straight shot. don't turn left on 580 when you get to the Altamont Pass. Just keep going up on I-5. I see what you did there, Sacramento. Okay, all right.
Plot twist.
Plot twist. Plot twist. Let's go ahead and do the update. So again, Lakers down 44-38. They are 2 minutes away from the half, and OKC being halfway to a very ungentlemanly, but I would say very obvious sweep of the Los Angeles Lakers.
I'm gonna hit that though, Rod. It would not shock me. Of course, it shouldn't shock anybody if Lakers makes a play for LeBron.
Not at all. Not at all.
I think he's such a star effort, dude.
Yes.
And I think I think it's one of the things that I don't like most about Lakers. I wish he would see the bigger picture as opposed to the bigger name.
But again, he's a businessman and he's got an arena to fill.
Yep.
And even if it doesn't work, you're gonna fill an arena when you got Steph and LeBron playing.
Well, and this is where the Warriors are now. They've become a brand, and once you become a brand, you must entertain and keep the seats filled.
Got to feed the beast, baby.
I just saw today Steph Curry's jersey still the number one seller in the NBA.
Doesn't surprise me.
That's crazy.
Doesn't surprise me. Just not surprise me at all.
SGA is barely in top 10, so it still tells you that it's a Steph league, like no
100%.
matter what.
100%.
And when he's gone, the valuation of that team is going to flop.
I'm not a betting man. Never have been. Never will be. But LeBron, Giannis, who am I missing? Kawhi, right? Those three guys are seemingly in play. And I throw Kevin Durant in there just to have four, even though I think he's coming back to the Rockets. I think the most plausible of the four in terms of who could the Warriors actually get, LeBron to me would be the odds-on favorite. I'm not saying that he would be the best choice, and I'm not saying that if you got him or any of those guys that vaults the Niners, the Warriors to back in full contention status.
Right?
I think that's part of the mechanism. I think LeBron is the one that will be the easiest to pull off. Let's put it that way.
Shit, but who he's going to ask for a bunch of money.
Yeah, no, I understand that it would still be somewhat difficult and it might not make your team truly better. I'm just saying that knowing his situation and knowing how Joe Lacob thinks, that's the one I think makes the most sense and would be the one that would be the easiest to pull off. Yeah.
That would be the craziest of all of them.
Yeah.
And especially with so many people who in the Bay Area who hate LeBron James.
Well,
my mama hates LeBron James. Hate him. She always said, "He's not that good, Marcus." Mom, come on. He's not that good.
Niner fans had to root for Deion Sanders and did it gladly. It gladly. So it's tied up between Cleveland and Detroit. Cleveland 112-103 in that game played earlier tonight. Mentioned that the Knicks just completely and totally destroyed the Sixers.
Do we have to take the Knicks seriously?
Yeah.
It feels like I need to take them seriously.
I think you take them seriously enough to get to the finals. They ain't beating Oklahoma City.
I have not been on that bandwagon. Eesh.
I mean, they were down 2-1 to the Hawks.
Yeah.
But since then, since digging out of that hole, I mean, they've been on fire and, beat Philly by 30 yesterday, 144-114. The Knicks won't play another basketball game for well over a week, well over 7 days, as they wait for Cleveland and Detroit to fight it out. And again, now that is a best of 3 series with Cleveland tying it up 112-103. San Antonio, Minnesota, that is tied at deuces, as Minnesota beats the Wemby-less San Antonio Spurs last night, 114-109. But will they be Wemby-less, the Spurs, for the next game tomorrow, game 5, and possibly the rest of the series because Victor Wembanyama wasn't going to take no mess from Naz Reid.
There you go. There's the back. The box
Wemby
out.
with the rebound.
There's
Size
that.
him up. Pa! Right in the
That's a
chops.
flag for the Spurs.
Yeah,
That's gonna
boy.
be a flagrant one. That's
And
gonna
that
be
kid
a-
got
Wemby
some
say-
sharp balls.
Hold that. Naz Reid said, Sacre bleu.
Possibility that's a
That and how to count to 4 in French is all I know. Oh, well, you know what? I take that back. I also know how to say, will you go to bed with me tonight? But I learned that from Patty LaBelle. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir? Will you go to bed with me tonight? Anywho, Victor Wembanyama unleashed the French baguette on Naz Reid last night, and Victor Wembanyama got a flagrant 2, was tossed from the game, and the chatter immediately was, is Victor Wembanyama going to get suspended? Not if, how many games would Victor Wembanyama get suspended for throwing that nasty elbow into the mouth of Naz Reid? The answer to that question, what did this get Victor Wembanyama? Close up. Pa! Look at old boy back there. Oh, shit.
We lost you.
Yeah, right. Oh, no. Wemby is done for the series. That's
right there.
Spurs players and Spurs fans all had that same look when that elbow connected to Naz Reid's mouth. Oh, shit. They about to hem Wemby up something crazy. Wemby going to jail. Well, actually, Wemby got off quite nice. And it proved to me, Marcus, that Victor Wembanyama is a made man in the NBA because this bow to Naz Reid got Victor Wembanyama what? Absolutely nothing. He got kicked out of that game, but he is good to go for the rest of the series. Wow. Victor Wembanyama got no punishment beyond the flagrant 2 and thrown out of the game last night. Victor Wembanyama, 3 years in, is a superstar because of his play? No, because he threw a bow and got away with it. He's a made man. What you gonna say? What you gonna do?
Dude. I mean, it almost felt like does Victor Wembanyama have to slap a bitch type of moment because that's what it felt like. He was tired of everybody picking on him. I'm tall, I'm skinny, I'm light skinned. I'm about to hit somebody up with one of these elbows.
You saw me crying on my mama's shoulder. But
they ain't gonna punk me.
But you remember, what was I telling you to remember I was warning you. Remember when Victor Wembanyama went to commune with the monks in China? Mm-hmm. Remember he went in there with the afro and then they busting down to the baldy, right? He wasn't just out there with the monks just wearing the robes and doing the chants. He was in the mix with the monks. He was working out with him. He was doing the chants, cut him down to the baldy. You know, he had it all cut off like the monks. Mm-hmm. And you could tell that Victor was serious, right? And you remember,
he definitely didn't learn none of that Zen shit. I can tell you that.
Okay, but remember also, he went to train and commune with the monks. Yeah, but then he also spent time with Kevin Garnett. Remember I showed you this video?
That's right.
Remember this? Wemby sitting and listening to Kevin Garnett because when Kevin Garnett's around, all you can do is listen to Kevin Garnett because you're not going to get a word in edgewise. And look right here. What is Kevin Garnett telling him? Basically, what he's telling him is, don't let them punk you.
Yep.
All right. There's no sound on this. There's no sound I can turn up to play. And you don't need any sound. Look at Victor Wembanyama
without being passionate about
it. Not a damn thing. Victor Wembanyama is sitting there taking it all in as Kevin Garnett is basically saying, don't let him punk you, Lord. Don't let him punk you, Lord. So now I want you to look at this video one more time. I'm going to run it down. Kevin Garnett talking with his hands and talking very loud. Look at this video. Okay, this is from last summer. Don't let him punk you. Now, look at that video, and I want you with that in context, to look at this elbow one more time. He had Kevin Garnett screaming, "Don't let him punk you, Lord," running through his head as he was throwing that elbow to Naz Reese's face. He had the spirit of Kevin Garnett compelling him to throw that bow last night.
And I've seen cats get suspended for less.
Absolutely. Of course, Draymond Green had to chime in, and he was like, I'm paraphrasing here, he said this on Twitter. He was like, yeah, people call for my career for less.
He ain't lying, though.
He ain't lying. Now, he has more priors. He has more incidences of acting out than Victor Wembanyama does. But no, there was quite a bit of truth to what Draymond was saying when he said, people have called for my career.
What was that, his second year in the league?
Who, for Wemby?
Second year in the league? I think it was second, third year in the league. Because that was the finals when he hit what's his face in the balls? What's his name?
Oh, when he kicked LeBron in the nuts. Yeah, no, that wasn't his second year. That was like year 5, wasn't it?
No. It was like
I forget when it was.
Third year.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like his second or third year.
All right.
As a matter of fact, it was his first year as a starter.
Okay. It was a long time ago. I don't remember. So no, Victor Wembanyama, he's a superstar. He's a made man because you can throw that elbow and not get thrown out. I should say not get suspended for a game or multiple games. Victor Wembanyama is untouchable at this point, baby.
You don't want to get hit with nobody's sharp elbows.
Nah. Somebody did bring up a good point though, and I still think what Wembanyama did was purposeful, and it was flagrant. It was a flagrant too. It was excessive and unnecessary. But a very good point was brought up. He's 7'7", 7'6", 7'7".
Yeah.
The regular guy throws that elbow. You hit Naz Reid in the chest. You hit him right in the Timberwolves. Victor Wembanyama throws that elbow. He gonna hit you somewhere in the head top.
But it actually looks like he was looking where he was about to throw it before he threw it.
No, he knew what he was doing. Like I said, he had Kevin Garnett screaming at him, running through his head. Don't let him punk you, Lord. Don't let him punk you. This right here. I mean, if we want to keep it a buck, Kevin Garnett is responsible for Victor Wembanyama elbowing.
You need that
in the dome.
That's so funny. Wow.
Oh man, the reaction on that kid's face gets me every single time. It's so good, so good. So yeah, there you go. So that series has been fantastic, and I think we'll continue to be fantastic, especially since Victor Wembanyama is going to play. So we're going to get 2 sweeps because I think the Lakers are going to take care of business tonight as they are up 49-45 at the half. The Knicks swept Philly. So we got 2 sweeps, and we got 2 series that are tied at 2, and they're now best of 3 series. So these next few games in the conference semifinals, or at least one half of the conference semifinals brackets in both the East and the West, it's going to be pretty hot, man. Definitely looking forward to it, for sure.
Facts. It looks like, I don't know if these are new people in the chat, but what's up
what
to
we got?
Facet 925 and what's up to Particle Patton? I haven't seen those names before.
Yeah, man. We got some new folks in the chat. Love it when new folks come in. People get in the chat. And yeah, the Giants have come back. They were up 1-0 on the strength of a Devers home run very early in first game, the 4-game series down in LA against the Dodgers. Dodgers then got out to a 2-1 lead, but now the Giants have, and there's a play at the plate. The Giants have a 3-2 lead on the strength of Ramos's 2-run RBI double. He's definitely been swinging the bat better as of late, base running wise, as he gets thrown out at the plate. Still an adventure for Elliot Ramos, because if the right fielder comes up throwing yesterday, Elliot Ramos is out at the plate, and that Giants game that they won to win the series against the Pirates might have had a different outcome. But hey, you take what you can get from Ramos, and what you get from Ramos is when that bat's going on, he's the guy that definitely lengthens your lineup. So top 6, 2 outs, 1 on, Giants 3, the Dodgers 2. We will keep you informed. The Adventures of Elliot Ramos. It's a choose your adventure book. Yeah, Dom, you're 100% right. I mean, man, listen, you if you want to teach little leaguers how not to run the bases, you show them Elliot Ramos. Like last year, if you play baseball, if you're on second base and there's less than 2 outs, if a ball is hit in front of you, the ball is hit to third or short, you do not run. Okay. You hightail it back to the base, or you get back to the base, and if there's or close to the base, and if there's an errant throw, then you could get to third and possibly home, depending on the errant throw. But if you're at second, less than 2 outs, the ball is hit in front of you, you do not run. That is a baseball truism and has been since baseball was invented. There was at least 1, maybe 2 times last year where Ramos inexplicably, second, less than 2 outs, ball hit in front of him, and he just takes off running to third base. So I say all that to say this. So after that happened, went to a Giants game, and I was, down on the field. I was doing some stuff for NBC Sports Bay Area, and Ramos was with Adamas, and they were going over base running. In the exact same scenario I just talked about, in the exact same scenario that he completely, totally goofed up, they're working on it before a game. A ball is hit to the third baseman as they are working on this, and he literally takes off in this drill from second base. And Willie Thomas just grabs it like, "No, bro, what is you doing?" So
excited.
So again, Elliot Ramos on the bases, and with their third base coach Hector Borg, who is those two combined. Jesus Christ Almighty! It is. It is. You got to laugh to keep from crying. That's how bad. That's how bad it is. Let's see here. What do we get? Have we gotten everything we want to get into? I think we've gotten to everything we want to get into. How about we do some on this date? On this date, May 11th. On this date, May 11th. In 1970, I'll admit I am biased, but I also have a lot of company because on this date, what is widely considered to be one of the great live rock and roll albums of all time was released today, and it is live at Leeds University in England from The Who. And yes, I'm a fan, as you can tell by the shirt. I mean, it's 56 years later, still crazy, holds up to this day. It is pure sonic fury, and this is the Who at the somewhat the beginning of their powers. 1970, so they're just now coming off of Tommy, which was a massive success. They played Woodstock. I think Isle of Wight. I don't remember if Isle of Wight was before or after Leeds, but this is in that period where they're coming off of Tommy. Their live show is tops on the planet, and they're getting into that period now where they're starting to do the beginnings of Who's Next, which I consider to be their best album. And I'm not alone in that. They're starting to go into that quadrophenia period. So this period for the Who is at the beginning of those guys realizing that for individuals together on stage, they are damn near superheroes. And this album, which was basically done inside of a cafeteria at Leeds University in England, Leeds, England, it will absolutely blow your mind if you listen to it on headphones, because they are, like I said, they're at the peak of their powers, and the album still holds up. And like I said, it is widely considered to be one of the greatest live albums, definitely one of the greatest live rock albums of all time. And I might be biased, but not a lot of people disagree with me.
I mean, I love a good live album. I'm a
So
huge.
good.
I mean, it's how I become fans of most of the artists that I like is when I see them live. And that album is spectacular. It sounds so good.
So good. So good. So good. So yes, on this date, the Mighty Who released greatest live album of all time, definitely their greatest live album, Live at Leeds, released on this date, May 11th, 1970. We move ahead 10 years to May 11th, 1980. And on this date, the great Julius the Dr. Irving pulled off. I mean, it's still, and it might be the top in terms of greatest moves in NBA history.
It's 89-84. Sixers, and they get inside.
Come on, man.
Unbelievable. Julius Irving hit it hanging underneath. He was trapped. Baseline right side.
Come on, son.
Julius in the air, palming it with the right hand.
Come on.
Reaching and spinning it in. Incredible. What a play.
So good.
I love Dr.
So
J
good.
so much. Literally one of my 10 favorite players of all time.
Yeah, man. You know,
My first basketball crush was Dr. J.
I mean, you weren't alone. As we unfortunately, get further and further away from his playing career, he doesn't get talked about enough in terms of his greatness. Obviously,
He's your hero's hero.
Dude, perfect. Because how did I learn about Dr. J? I learned about it from my own man. I learned about it from my cousins. I learned about it from my uncles. And I would love, my dad would say Dr. J's hands was so big, which is why he was able to pull off that move. His hands were so big, it was like 5 bananas coming out of his palm. He was just, but he's so fluid, so graceful. Only won one title. And of course, with us being in ring culture now, not for better or for worse, we are for worse because of ring culture. I think Dr. J he doesn't get enough love, but Dr. J was doing it well before the many of those that we consider to be the true greats of the game. He belongs up there. I mean, were there better scorers? Yes. Were there better all-around players? Yes. Were there guys who were taller? Were there guys who were just freaks like Shaq? And now what we're seeing with Wemby? Absolutely. But was there anybody smoother, more graceful? Connie Hawkins, Elgin Baylor, Bob McAdoo, Julius Irving is at the top of that list. And I want to show this picture because this picture is absolutely unbelievable. Still photograph of that.
Crazy.
That ball is out of bounds.
And if people think that they can just go out on the court right now and imitate that move, they are insane.
You'll kill yourself.
You are insane.
You will break your fool neck trying to do that. How do I know? Because I tried and failed. That
and
man.
What sucks for Julius is that the biggest problem for Julius is that he came up right in the time of that Magic Bird era, where it was either Magic in the Lakers or it was Bird in the Celtics, and they squeezed one in.
Yeah. And also, he was at the beginning of the NBA being on television.
Yep.
As much as it was, because remember, you would get the game of the week on CBS on Saturdays. The finals were tape delayed.
Yep.
And then by the time 80, 82, 83, when the Sixers eventually won the title, which he was still Dr. J, but he was, he had crested the hill. And Bird and Magic came in, and then Mike J came in, and obviously that just blew the lid off of it. And what Doc's last year, was it 86?
87.
I think, 86, 87. And by that time, you were still in the throes of Magic Bird and Celtics Lakers. But that was all, it was the beginning of Mike J's ascendance. So, I think for Doc, he was, maybe victim is the wrong word, but he was the victim of bad timing. Like if the NBA had their shit together and they were on television more in the mid to late 70s, Dr. J was already huge. Like, it sounds crazy to say he was already huge, but he would have been bigger. He would have been bigger. He would have absolutely been bigger. But he was still big.
Look at his numbers from the ABA.
Yeah.
Look at Julius's numbers from the ABA. Your mind will be blown.
Yeah.
The points, the rebounds, and assists.
Yep.
Look at him.
Yeah. And that's another unfortunate thing, is that we still, the ABA and NBA stats are still separate, and there's still this idea that the ABA was the inferior product. And because he played in the NBA or the ABA when he did, I think that for a lot of people that diminishes, and I think it's silly, it diminishes his career, because you're great no matter where you play. He's great in the ABA. He was great in the NBA. Problem is, we didn't get a chance to see that greatness like we saw all of Bird's greatness, all of Magic's greatness. I think Kareem falls victim to this.
Oh, absolutely.
To where he, being in the NBA in the 70s and early 80s, he just wasn't on television enough.
I mean, Dr. J and Kareem were the two biggest hoop stars in the 70s, period.
Yes.
Like, you couldn't touch those guys.
Yes.
One, mainly because you couldn't see them every night on TV. But if they had started broadcasting games live in the 70s, people would have a greater appreciation for both those guys, man.
100%. Real quick update. It's 3-3, bottom six. Matt Gage is on the mound. McDonald's out. Matt Gage, 1 out, 1 on, man on first situation, trying to keep this game tied and get Giants offense, which has been able to scratch out 3 runs in this game on the strength of Ramos's RBI, 2 RBI double, and Devers' solo home run. Giants trying to get back in the dugout and keep those bats going and maybe steal the first game of this 4-game series against the Dodgers. So there you go. Dr. J, what do you call it? The around the world move, just poetry and motion move happened on this date, May 11th, 1980. I could watch that over and over. On this date in 2007, I can't wait to show you this. Baron Davis detonated on Andre Kirilenko. Roll it!
Legendary.
By the way, Boozer shot 56% this year.
Wow!
Hold up. There we go.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me with the right hand spike?
Man, look.
Oh, boy. Let's run it back, shall we?
If he could only have stayed healthy, because really the only thing that derailed his career is just injuries.
Yeah.
That dude, he was everything that people think what Russell Westbrook is.
Ooh, good call. Good call. Before he got out of shape and he lost his explosiveness, Baron Davis was the type of dude that would do stuff like this. And Andre Kirilenko, for those who don't know, Andre Kirilenko wasn't some chump. Andre Kirilenko was a good defender. And Baron Davis dropped that on his head top. Couple of things. I still don't know why Baron Davis decided to lift his shirt up and show his nipples to the world after dunking on Andre Kirilenko. I have to get an answer to that question one day. It's the weirdest response I've ever seen to dunking on someone. I've never seen in all the basketball I've seen and been a part of, I've never seen somebody lift up their shirt after dunking on somebody. I've never seen anybody lift up their shirt after doing anything positive on the basketball court except for Baron Davis. But that's Baron Davis for you. He's always been an iconoclast. I tend not to complain about Chase and the fans because it is what it is. But, man, seeing this video, Oracle was a special place, dude.
You know you ain't got to tell me. I love that place, dude.
It's a special joint,
I
man.
love it.
You'll never get this at
There
never
were
get
nights,
this at Chase.
I'm sure you experienced it too. There were nights if things were going well for the Warriors, whether it was We Believe years, Chris Webber and them, and when you would get chills.
Yeah.
Because people were going so crazy. It would literally give you chills.
Yeah. It was perfect because that ceiling was so low, and you had all of those people packed in. Because for folks who don't remember,
right on top of the court.
It got renovated, and so they basically they kept the structure, but they just stuffed 10 pounds into a 5-pound bag. So everybody was scrunched in. The roof was low. Everybody was on top of each other. So any noise that was made was amplified just because of the natural state of the place. But being lucky enough to be there for Vince Carter's dunk contest, the reason Vince Carter's dunks are the reason. But what really sells it was the noise everybody made because of Vince Carter's dunks and the atmosphere that was created because it happened at the arena. And you just, because again, Chase, clearly a different clientele. I'm not foolish enough to not acknowledge that. Clearly a different clientele, but just the building is different. You're not going to get that kind of pop like you got at the old joint at Oracle. You're not going to get that kind of pop just because it's a different building and people are just not on top of each other like they were at the old joint.
Yeah, and I appreciate what they try to do at Chase because it is almost a replica of the arena in Oakland at Oracle. It's almost a replica of it, but as soon as you hit the sound is what's dramatic.
It's just bigger. You could see in this, this still shot. I paused it. The roof is much lower. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm no scientist, but you're just kind of holding the sound in. It just the big arena at Chase just does not lend for that type of atmosphere. And of course, at Chase, you're not ever going to get everybody to all wear yellow shirts. We saw that last year. That ain't happening. It's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
It's also, one of the other things, one of the underrated and underappreciated things about Chase, and kind of everything that comes along with it is you have these people who at Oracle weren't used to winning like that at that level.
No.
So you had people fucking fired up anytime the Warriors won any game.
Anything.
Especially when the Lakers came to town. But any game. But here at Chase, where the obviously is richer, like you said, but they just kind of spoiled, and nothing is really new to them, nothing exciting to them. Like it's just a different vibe, a different atmosphere altogether. That noise level, like you said, that's a different thing.
Yep. On this date, 2007, Baron Davis detonated on Andre Kirilenko, and for some unexplained reason, decided to show us his nipples. Okay.
Steven Jackson.
On this date in 2016, Steph Curry won his second MVP, his second in a row, and he won it in unanimous fashion. No one before had won the NBA MVP unanimously, and no one since has won an NBA MVP award in unanimous fashion. Only one man has done it, and he did it 10 years ago on this date. Steph Curry wins the NBA MVP unanimously. How young he looked.
I know, like a child. Dude, so on Saturday, I went on YouTube and I just decided to watch one of the games from that year. Wow. You forget how good that team was, dude. Yeah. And I didn't realize how quick. I mean, you did, but Steph Curry was really quick. And seeing a spry young Draymond Green has slowed down so much.
Yes.
Watching those games and watching him now, he's slowed down a lot. That dude was fast.
Which one of the reasons why is, Charles Barkley don't want to look like your 4 years in Houston comment rang so hollow, because bro, we all see you. Like respect, nothing but respect. But we all see you, right? Like we know the mind is still there. We know the spirit is willing, but we can see you, man.
Flesh is weak.
The muscles are weaker. Come on, dog. What are you talking about, man?
Yes, like Steph has slowed down so much. Like everything now is just because of his ability to kind of create his own space. Whereas before he could just blow by people. Yeah. It's weird to watch.
It's more, and this, listen, again, Father Time and Concrete, undefeated. It's just more laborious. And I'm looking at LeBron right now. It's harder to do.
Yep.
He's 40 years old. Steph's 38. We'll go be 38. Yep. I don't know what Draymond is, but it's the only guy who, and maybe it's just because of the nature of his game, the only guy who doesn't look like he's slowing down or is slowed down in a considerable fashion is Kevin Durant. But I think that's just more of a function of the type of game that he plays.
He's definitely, again, like you just watch some of them games. It's noticeable, but his game is so efficient and it looks
Right.
the same.
Right.
Until you watch the younger one.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
He was super quick.
Okay.
But he plays exactly the same. Like Steph has changed his game a lot. People don't think he does, but he's changed it a lot. KD hasn't changed his game one iota.
Which is why you can play that game forever.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's so consistent, and he's been doing it for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's such an interesting thing to watch. So there you go. On this date, May 11th, 1970, The Who released Live at Leeds. In 1980, Dr. J made the incredible, I don't even know what to call the move, dog. Just ball behind the backboard, up and under, jumping across the lane. One of the greatest moves in NBA history. Dr. J made it in 1980. Baron Davis dunked on Andrei Kirilenko's head. And on this date, Steph Curry won his second MVP award. This one, however, on this date, May 11th, 2016, was the unanimous MVP. All of that happened on May 11th. All right, here we go. Best thing that I have seen today. That's how we end every edition of Quality Hang. I spend a lot of time on the internet, and I see a lot of stuff. And invariably, I run across something that becomes the best thing that I've seen today. And I show it to you in hopes that it becomes the best thing that you will have seen today. Mention the Sixers getting packed up by the Knicks in Philadelphia, getting swept in that Eastern Conference semifinal series. So local TV station in the city of brotherly love did what TV stations do. They send some poor, unsuspecting reporter into the belly of the beast. In this case, I think it's the Xfinity Arena in South Philadelphia where the Sixers play. Send a poor, unsuspecting reporter there to talk to fans, angry, disappointed Sixer fans, specifically Philly fans, which are a different breed, as they are leaving the stadium. So I will present you with this report as the best thing that I've seen today. And I will stop at various points to comment because the video is just so damn good.
Cheyenne Corinne live inside Xfinity Mobile Arena tonight. Cheyenne, this game was brutal.
Walter, you would think that I'm in New York right now instead of Philadelphia. This is absolutely not the way.
Okay, and let me just stop right there, first and foremost. This looks like the beginning to the worst porn you could ever imagine. Okay, I'll continue.
Fans are hoping to end the Sixers season. You can see that I am surrounded by Knicks fans right now. Take a listen to what some of the Sixers fans I found had to say.
I ain't gonna lie, this is a Mother's Day massacre. I left my mom, you know what I mean?
He left his mother to go watch a Sixers team who was down 0-3
Priorities, baby.
to the Knicks. He left his own mama on Mother's Day to watch a team that was already down 0-3. He watched them get swept. Okay, we'll continue.
So I'm thinking that I'm going down with the ship, but I'm going down with the ship, so I gotta make it up to mama.
Sell the team, fire Nick Nurse, everybody gone.
Nothing makes me laugh more than kids who are angry sports fans, especially East Coast kids, right? Because again,
It started early.
It's just like, and you could tell he means every word of what he just said. Every single word. I don't like it, watch kids cry after sports because I'm not that terrible of a person where I enjoy watching a kid cry after sports. Like, I'll even have sympathy for kid Cowboys fans. So I don't want to see him cry. But an angry kid about a sports team, it's one of my favorite things of all time.
Like, how are we, coach?
We're getting clowned. Yeah, I got nothing. I think it was game 6 a few years ago when the Knicks beat us here and we walked out and they were chanting like this. It's worse this year.
They gotta play better defense.
And I love Joel, and I hope he stays. I love the whole team.
Oh,
I mean, you can't. What you mean? Oh no, I don't want to see this broad blubbering about a team that like, you beat the Celtics. Be happy with that. They didn't lose in game 7 in double overtime. You willingly went to a game where they were already down 0-3. You did this to yourself. All right?
Like, I'm going out the ship, baby.
Man, please. Ain't nobody got time to see this broad blubbering about Sixer team that went out there and lost, got swept, and lost the game by 30 points.
They got spanked.
They did amazing, but it's just heartbreaking.
Aw,
It really is. It's a wrap.
Now, for every crying white girl, you need a sister that just ain't got time for the bullshit.
It's a wrap.
So you got to balance out the crying white girl with the sister who like, I ain't got time for this shit. It's a wrap. So
that would have been me too. I ain't gonna lie. I don't want to talk about this.
So there you go. Philly fans leaving the arena after watching their squad get clowned by 30 and swept out of the playoffs, and you're having your spot taken over by Knicks fans. That news report.
That's the bad part.
That's the worst part. Exactly. Exactly. That's the best thing that I've seen today. So there you go. We'll wrap it up here, but stick around long enough to hopefully tried to say in English, give some good news. Rafael Devers, who's been swinging a hot bat lately, home run tonight, is third in 5 games, got the scoring started for the Giants. Rafael Devers up to the plate, bases loaded, 1 out, top 7. It is tied at 3. I'm going to do some unauthorized play-by-play because I ain't scared of Major League Baseball. You don't like it? Come to the crib. What's up? What's up? Don't make me get the gun or water bottle. That's really the only weapon I got. Rafael Devers just swung through a fastball, which has been a problem this year. But 3-2 counts, 1 out, bases loaded. Devers fouls 1 off. 3-3. Giants, Dodgers tied first of 4 games down in L.A. Is this the first time that they've played this season? I believe so. Yeah, first time the Giants and the Dodgers have played after 40 games.
Damn.
Unless I'm missing something. It's the first time they've definitely been in L.A.
Oh, shoot. Well, something good must have happened. I see a score update.
I'm probably a little bit behind you. Vesia walks Devers, and that will get a run home, which, you know what? I don't know if this is true irony or if this is ironic in the Atlantis Morissette sense, but the Giants have the worst walk rate in all of Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
I think they have about, if I'm counting yesterday's walks correctly, and a Devers walk, by the way, in the bottom of the 10th was the tying run for the Giants. They eventually won that game. But I think the Giants have total now, their walk total is somewhere like 82 or 83. For Rafael Devers to walk and for the Giants to get a run home via a walk for a team that has been terrible in drawing walks, that is ironic. Again, I don't know if it's true irony or Alanis Morissette's version of irony, but it is irony nonetheless. So the Giants at this point have a lead and still have the bases loaded with 1 out. Dodgers are engaging in a pitching change. So even though there's some grumbling in terms of how the Giants are not using Bryce Eldridge, as I said earlier, it's a results-based business.
Yep.
Giants won the series against the Pirates. They got the win yesterday with Bryce Eldridge only pinch hitting twice. Bryce Eldridge not in the lineup. The Giants have scored 4 runs and have a chance to add on more. So the desired result, which is to score runs and win, the Giants are getting the desired result.
I think they got this.
Yeah. I'll tell you what.
6-3.
I'm gonna go have some ice cream. Okay. How far behind am I? Is it 6-3?
6-3.
Am I that far behind? Oh, okay. I'm way behind. Good God. Hang on. Let me move that. 6-3? Well, hell, even better. We're definitely gonna get out of here now. All right.
Yeah, 6-3.
Good for the Giants. Now it's up to the Giants bullpen, and that hasn't been a problem this year. Well, at least Ryan Walker's not going to come in. So there you go. All right, I'm going to go have some ice cream and enjoy this game, and also enjoy watching the the Lakers get swept out of the playoffs. But before we get on up out of here, thanks to our fine presenting sponsor, the fine folks at Hot Monk Taverns, 3 locations to choose from: Sonoma, Sebastopol, and in Novato. All 3 locations, they all do the same great, wonderful things. Fantastic food from a wildly diverse menu, craft beer selection that is absolutely out of this world, and also a live music, live entertainment selection that is just as diverse as the beer and the food that they sell. Make sure you check them out online at hotmonk.com to see what they have coming up as far as events and live entertainment. Follow them on all the socials. Definitely stop by Hot Monk in Sonoma, Sebastopol, or in Novato. All right, my brother. No show on Thursday, so we will see all of you next Monday. How about we make it a date? What do you say? All right, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy your week, and as always, be good and be good at it. We'll see you. Bye.